This is John's Gem, number 149, drawn from the book of Revelation, chapter 20, all 15 verses, about cleansing and judgment. And so we come to the great but perplexing chapter on judgment. We're glad to read of the final demise of the dragon and the beasts, which reflect all the evil on the earth. But it is difficult to know what to make of some of the circumstances. We have to remember that it has been fairly impossible to take almost anything in this book literally so far. It is strange if we can suddenly start to do so here. I have neither the space nor the desire to say anything about the possible implications of the 1,000 years, which have caused so much argument over the centuries. There are three major approaches known as the pre-millenial. The events described and those possibly discovered elsewhere in the New Testament occur before the 1,000 years. The post-millenial, the events occur after the 1,000 years. And the a-millenial, the 1,000 years are not to be taken literally. There are at least 5 things that follow from what is written in this chapter, regardless of which belief, or none, that you hold as to how it is all going to happen. 1. At some date in the future, all evil will be eradicated from this world of ours. That's verse 10. 2. This will not happen all at one clean sweep. There will be many problems before that final, very desirable event occurs. That's the first 9 verses of the chapter. 3. It will not all happen at the cosmic level. Human beings will be involved at certain stages before the evil is completely eradicated. We find that in verses 4 and 9. And 4. Once evil is removed, there will be a time of judgment. No one will be exempt from this. That's verses 12 and 13. My picture of how this will happen is: think of arrival at an airport in your home country. First you have to show your passport. If you have the right passport, we are citizens of heaven, says Paul in Philippians chapter 3 and verse 20, you are immediately welcomed into your home country. But you still have to go through the luggage checkpoint to see that you have no contraband in your cases. So we too, although welcomed because we are justified by faith, we've been promised now that we shall be welcomed by the Lord when we go to meet him. We are still to give account of what we have done in the years allocated to us since we set out to follow Jesus. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 12 to 15, 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 10, Romans chapter 14, verses 10 to 12. Like all illustrations, that is not perfect, but it should help you to see what the Scripture is saying. It is not the case that we are born again and need worry no more that all our future is without concern. That is a popular misunderstanding of the implications of being born again. And item 5. Not everybody is guaranteed a comfortable afterlife. That's verse 15. What exactly will happen to them is much debated. A literal lake of fire scarcely seems compatible with a God who is love. And that's the final mystery of this chapter.